Falcons fans, stop what you're doing, because what we just saw from Michael Penix Jr. in Week 1 wasn't just good, it was a glimpse of something rare. Something special. After only his 4th NFL start, this young quarterback showed a trait that even veterans struggle to master, and it could change the future of Atlanta football. When you watch Penix play, it doesn't feel like a rookie just figuring things out. It feels like a quarterback who already understands the speed, the chaos, and the pressure of the NFL. And the moment that stood out the most? His pocket mobility. This wasn't just scrambling around to buy time. This was controlled, confident movement, sliding left, sliding right, stepping up with balance, keeping his eyes downfield. That's not something most quarterbacks pick up quickly. It usually takes years. But Penix? He's already doing it in start number 4. Take one snap against Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers crashed down on both sides, trying to trap him. 99% of young quarterbacks take a sack there, or panic, and throw the ball away. But Penix didn't flinch. He slipped through the pressure, broke free, and turned a broken play into positive yards. That's the difference between a stalled drive and momentum. And that wasn't just luck, it's awareness. He knew exactly where the blitzers were, how to shift his feet, and where to move inside the pocket. That's experience, confidence, and vision colliding all at once. And for a kid who's only started 4 NFL games, that's scary good. Let's look at the numbers. Penix completed 64% of his passes for nearly 300 yards and 2 total touchdowns. But here's the crazy part, his expected completion percentage was dead even. That means every throw he made was exactly what the advanced analytics expected. No flukes, no stat padding, no lucky breaks. Just solid, efficient quarterback play. And here's why that matters. In the NFL, young quarterbacks usually miss the easy throws. They underthrow, they overthrow, they misread coverage. But Penix didn't. He hit exactly what he was supposed to hit, and that alone tells you he's already ahead of schedule. Falcons fans, how confident are you in Michael Penix Jr. after Week 1? On a scale of 1 to 10, drop your number in the comments. Is this the guy who finally leads Atlanta back to glory? Michael Penix Jr.'s accuracy in Week 1 was no accident. Every single completion he made was earned. And here's the best part, the incompletions? They weren't throws he should have made anyway. That means every pass he connected on was on time, on target, and exactly what the play design called for. That's the kind of efficiency that separates quarterbacks who survive in the NFL from those who thrive. But let's be real, no quarterback is perfect, especially not this early. And if there's one weakness Penix showed, it's his touch throws. This is one of the hardest things for any young quarterback to learn. You're standing on that field facing the fastest, strongest athletes in the world. You've got a cannon for an arm. The adrenaline is pumping. And suddenly, you overthrow your receiver by 2 or 3 steps. It looks like nerves, but really it's just part of the growth process. We've seen this story before. Remember Josh Allen early in his career? He had all the arm strength in the world, but in those first 2 seasons, he constantly fired rockets over his receivers' heads. He wasn't broken. He just needed time, reps, and trust with his wideouts. Penix is walking that same road. Touch throws, layered passes, deep ball accuracy, all of it comes down to rhythm and chemistry. The more snaps Penix takes with these receivers, the better that timing will get. Play action can also help. When he sells the fake, sets his feet, drives into the throw, and releases with just the right touch, that's when the deep ball becomes deadly. So yes, the overthrows are frustrating. But they're not a red flag. They're a sign of a young quarterback with too much fire, too much juice in his arm, and the hunger to make big plays. And that, Falcons fans, is the kind of problem you actually want. Because it means the talent is already there, it just needs to be sharpened. Falcons fans, do you think Penix's touch throws will get fixed quickly, or will it take him a full season to master them? Drop your take in the comments below. I want to hear how much patience you're willing to give QB1. Now let's talk about the next weakness, something I call breakdown panic. Here's what I mean. When a play falls apart, the quarterback's reaction says everything. Do they stay calm, or do their feet give away the nerves? With Penix, you could see flashes of that inexperience when the structure of the play crumbled. There were 2 snaps in particular that stood out. On one play action from the pistol, the design was supposed to roll him right, but Penix went left. Halfway through, he realized the mistake. His feet stuttered, he froze for a second, and the pocket started collapsing. In that moment, the panic showed. He scrambled, looked around with urgency, and eventually just threw the ball away. And look, it's not the end of the world. He's human. Plays will break down. But this is where composure separates good quarterbacks from great ones. Instead of panicking, Penix has to trust his playmakers. Atlanta has too many weapons for him to get jumpy. Drake London's size, Kyle Pitts' mismatch ability, Bijan Robinson's receiving threat, Darnell Mooney's speed, and even Ray McLeod's burst. If a play falls apart, that's not the end, it's the beginning of creativity. Buy some time, keep the eyes up, extend the play. And if nothing's there? Check it down. Let's be real. Where did this idea even come from that checkdowns are bad? Tom Brady made a career off smart checkdowns, and he became the greatest quarterback of all time. Sometimes the smartest play isn't the big shot. It's the safe throw that turns nothing into 4 or 5 yards. But now, let's flip the script, because for every moment of panic, there was something even more powerful. Something you cannot coach. Something called the clutch factor. Falcons fans, this is the part that should give you goosebumps. Very few second-year quarterbacks can march their team down the field in a 2-minute drill, trailing late, with all the pressure on their shoulders. And Penix did exactly that. Even with receivers dropping passes. Even when everything around him was shaky. He showed poise, command, and ice in his veins. He led Atlanta down the field, put his team in position to tie, and gave them a chance to win. That kind of confidence? That can't be taught. You either have it, or you don't. And Michael Penix Jr. has it. Falcons fans, what do you value more in a young quarterback, clean mechanics or the clutch gene? Would you rather have a QB who's technically perfect, or one who can win games when the lights are brightest? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This debate is going to be fiery. Michael Penix Jr. didn't just show flashes in Week 1, he showed clutch DNA. Think back to the moments that mattered most. 4th down, inside the red zone, season hanging in the balance. Most quarterbacks slide, give up, or fall short. Not Penix. He fought for every inch, stretching his knee, extending the ball past the marker, refusing to be denied. That wasn't just a first down, that was a message. Then came the chaos play late in the 4th. The pocket broke down, the defense collapsed, and it looked over. But Penix didn't panic. He scrambled, created with his legs, and delivered a touchdown that gave Atlanta the lead. That's the kind of play that turns a quarterback into a leader, when you take control even as everything around you falls apart. And then, as if that wasn't enough, the final drive sealed it. Cool, calm, collected, Penix marched the Falcons into field goal range, giving them a chance to win. He did his job, he gave his team the opportunity. That's all you can ask for from your quarterback. The truth is simple, the Falcons have their guy. Is he perfect? No. But neither are most quarterbacks. Outside of names like Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, or Josh Allen, perfection doesn't exist in this league. What matters is toughness, composure, and the ability to rise in the biggest moments. And Penix has already proven he checks those boxes. A lot of people had questions before Week 1. He didn't play in preseason, would the rust show? Could he handle the speed of NFL defenses? Could he manage the pressure? The answers came fast and loud, yes, yes, and yes. Aside from a few minor things we've already talked about, touch throws, pocket panic, there were no glaring issues. None. So here's the real question, Falcons fans, do you believe in MP9? Because after Week 1 I do. He's shown enough to prove he's the QB1 of this team for the future. Falcons fans, is Michael Penix Jr. officially the guy? Yes or no? Drop your answer in the comments right now, because this is the conversation that will define the entire season.